2 minutes. John, I want to finish quickly. Hello, good afternoon. Your Honored Vice President, my dear wife, Honourable Ministers, PSP and senior government officials, members of the press, a very good afternoon. We've just arrived from Geneva in Davos. We've been to the World Economic Forum, an organization that was established 50 years ago. It was our very first visit, maiden visit, or attendance. It's a global event that brings together world leaders, political leaders, business leaders, academic leaders, civil society leaders, all with a single commitment to improving the state of the world. And those who attend by invitation. So we were invited to come, and we attended. It was a very enriching experience in that the format of the forum is very relaxed, it's very engaging, and it is issue-based, with a singular purpose of trying to find solutions to intractable problems that the world faces, particularly given this year's focus, which is on dealing with globalization 4.0 and really dealing with issues that present themselves globally today, which revolve around the challenges the international order faces, whether it's in the financial space or in the international relations space, and generally multilateralism. I was privileged to attend a number of panels at which I participated. I was privileged to engage with a number of leaders. I was privileged to have one-on-one meetings with at least 3 presidents, the Chairman of the African Union, His Excellency Paul Kagame, who for the 4th time since I became president expressed to me directly and to my wife that he would love to visit Botswana. And so I wish to let you know that the visit is imminent. I met with His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, actually more than once, and we engaged in a broad range of issues. And I also met with His Excellency President Museveni, who also expressed the desire to visit Botswana. I had occasion when I was about to leave to go to Davos, and when I was there to talk to President Gengo, who is the chairman of SADC. And I might as well let you know, he will be primarily visiting SADC headquarters as the chairman on the 1st of February for a one-day visit. And I met a whole range of civil society and business leaders, from the biggest corporations to the youngest startups. And the most interesting one was owned by a 33-year-old multimillionaire head of a fintech startup company, a chap from Holland. And I assigned the ambassador and my senior private secretary to engage him further with a specific intention of trying to lure him to come here for the skills development component that are a prerequisite to the jobs that we so badly want. I was with the Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry. She attended a number of sessions in addition to the ones that I attended, and engaged with a number of participants. And the team was, the local team there was led by the ambassador But on a final note, just by way of background, we had a very enriching experience as we were welcomed by the founder of WEF, World Economic Forum, Professor Schwab, an eminent man. Look him up. He's distinguished in what he has done and what he continues to do. And we had a luncheon of leaders where the rules that were applied were the Chatham House rules. And they allowed for useful engagement. Now, there was a lot of excitement when we told the Botswana story and when we engaged with those that we did. Excitement in the sense that if you look at the world economy, the advanced economies are growing marginally, if at all. The emerging large economies attract a lot of the FDI, and they do return. But Africa, particularly with the continental free trade area and the value proposition brought about by the emergence of the economic ecosystem in Africa, presented a lot of excitement, whether it were through the RECs, the regional economic communities, or the individual nation states. And so we really harped on selling the Botswana story and advancing our unique value proposition. You know it better than I do. And being the first time we go there, we soon realized that much as there are very heavy restrictions on the number of participants, total number, because it's a very small place in Davos, so limited accommodation, we determined very early on that it will be repeated next year and we will have a bigger team going, including those in the private sector. Private sector here is not just regular business, but private sector in the private press to go. And a number of other leaders across the spectrum, because you know it's so useful when you sit down and you learn from others what they do and how they do it. It gives an opportunity to also reflect on our mission and the purposiveness of our mission in Switzerland. It's a multilateral mission, but it also engages in bilateral relations with Switzerland. Switzerland as a nation state is saturated not only with wealth, and I mean deep pockets. Switzerland is saturated with science, technology, innovation, and a willingness to venture out, if you know the culture and the means by which to engage them. And if we're going to be transforming this economy and developing it into a knowledge-based economy, it is important that we partner and engage with those who are already operating in that space. And Switzerland presents exactly that. We already have a foot in through our mission, and therefore we want to reconfigure the mission so that it does more penetrative work. And even in the dialogue that we develop through our press, we drive it towards achievement of those. And I'll give you a simple example before I stop. Switzerland produces no cocoa. Switzerland is famous for chocolates, the finest chocolates. And all that comes from research and development and the development of a variety of intellectual property patents, if you like, that developed not only the technology, the processes and recipes of the chocolates and the branding and the whole value chain of chocolates. And they make a lot of money out of it. If you thought about beef, and imagine when we sell our carcasses they get X amount of money. But when you process them, or you package them, and you brand them, which requires certain types of technology to get a particular texture and sense of it, and the recipes that go with it. With the technology and intellectual capital we could capitalize on in places like Switzerland, we could actually do part of that ourselves, whether in Botswana or even closer to the market. The markets that have deep pockets. So it is my intention that we encourage very rapidly that the mission there is transformed to be able to serve this objective as we prepare, because we've already made bookings to go back next year. And for those of you here, I don't know how you're going to referee yourself to decide who goes there, but government will chip in and help some of those in the private sector to get there. But we may ask your companies that don't seem to be doing too badly to chip in and go and